What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be talking about pull-ups. No, not that kind of pull-ups, guys. Come on. I mean, I've been off of those for quite a few months now. Why are you looking at me like that? But getting down to all seriousness, guys, today I'm going to be talking about how to get the most out of your pull-ups no matter what level you are at. No matter if you're starting out and can't even do 1 pull-ups, or you're more advanced and you're going from 10, 15 to 20 pull-ups in a row, I'm going to be explaining how to get the very most out of it because that is the most important part. First, what on earth was that? First things first, guys, before we get into the video, I would appreciate a ton if you could hit that subscribe button and that like button. It would help me out a ton. It would help me get more videos just like this to more people to help them out as well. And if you enjoyed it and would like to join the Colin Renewal crew, that's all you gotta do. It's free to subscribe and also free to unsubscribe, but just forget about the last part. If you do subscribe, please don't unsubscribe. It hurts my heart. Okay, that being said, let's get on to the video. So before we get started, let's talk a little bit about pull-ups. Pull-ups, in my opinion, are probably the best body weight exercise you can do, mainly because of its effectiveness, because it is actually incorporating the technique of hypertrophy and progressive overload, because you have your whole body weight up there, whereas if you look at push-ups, you only have a percentage of your body weight that you're pushing up and down. Anything of that sort, you're only lifting a percentage of your body, so you can only go so far before it gets easy enough that you're not stimulating progressive overload. But with pull-ups, since you are lifting 100% of your body weight into the air, it takes a very long time before you get to the point where you need to progress heavier in weight. So that is the reason that I feel it is one of the best, if not the best, body weight exercise you can do to stimulate muscle growth. So let's get down to business. First level we're going to be talking about is a beginner level. Maybe you haven't even done your first pull-up, maybe you're attempting to, or maybe you can do a few and want to know how you can progress faster. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how to get your first pull-up and how to progress faster once you do. Now, the biggest and the most important tip I have for this is just stay consistent. Even if you can't do but 1 or 2 pull-ups, or you can't even do 1, stay consistent on it. Making sure that if it's making you sore the next day, to rest a day or 2 before you try again. But once you stop being sore from it, go ahead and try to hit it every day consistently, just slowly but surely. 1 or 2 pull-ups, if that's the max you can do. Just stay consistent with it. I know it's very, very hard once you started something like that, if you're not seeing a lot of progress immediately, how hard it is to actually stay consistent, but trust me, that is the most important part, is to just progressively keep with it, and you will soon see that you can progress in pull-ups a lot faster than you think. Now we're going to talk about some tips for getting that first pull-up. Let's get it, guys. Today, for this example, I'm going to be using the pull-up bar that is integrated into my living room. So the first tip to actually get your first pull-up would be to, well, cheat. So what I'm going to have you do is reach up and grab the bar that you have or that you're using for pull-ups. Reach up and grab it just like you're about to do a pull-up. And what I'm actually going to have you do for this is actually go a backhanded pull-up grip, which is not going to target the back as much, but it is going to be easier to get that first initial pull-up and to get familiar with the movement. So go ahead and grab it with the backhand grip like this. And then what I'm going to have you do is to actually use your feet and jump basically up to where your chin is above the bar, and then hold as long as you can as you slowly come back down. So not pulling yourself up, springing yourself up. And then come down slowly, and then help with your feet again. Up, down slowly, up, and down as slow as you possibly can. So that's not only going to get you familiar with the movement that you're going to need, but it'll also activate the muscles that you're going to need as well to get them familiarized with that movement as well. I said as well like 4 times in a row, my goodness. So now that we've gone over the first level and a few tips and tricks on how to progress from that into getting your first pull-up, we're gonna dive into the intermediate level of pull-ups and show you how to get the absolute most out of them. So the first technique that I'm actually going to show you is very, very simple, and it's to slow it down. Because to encourage progressive overload and muscle growth, you want to increase the time under tension, and by just spamming the pull-ups over and over as fast as you can, it's not going to be the most productive way to do it. Slow it down a little. So instead of just spamming them like this, we're going to slow it down a little and focus on our form. What you're going to do is come up not like as slow as you possibly can, but just making sure you have good form, squeezing your lats in the process, and attempting to pull your chest to the bar. So I'm not talking about anything crazy slow, but just slow it down enough to where you can focus on good form rather than just cranking out 10 reps. So the next tip I'm going to give you to get the most out of your pull-ups is something you're going to want to incorporate with the slow, good form technique. So what that's going to be is actually, I mentioned it a second ago, if you caught it, is actually going to be attempting to bring your chest to the ball. Continue to do it in a slow and good form manner. Kind of imagine just leaning your head back and kind of arching your back, and then pull up. Now, you don't actually have to have your chest touch the bar, but just visualize your chest touching the bar, and visualize you bringing the bar down to it, and that's going to really, really squeeze your lats when you're at the top. That brings me to the next tip, which is pausing at the top. Not for a long time, just for a split second, enough to, when you're at the top, mentally be able to think about it and really squeeze those lats. Reach up, grab the bar, arch back, pull yourself up, pause at the top, squeeze, and then come back down. It doesn't have to be very long at all, but if you're mentally focusing on squeezing your lats and mentally focusing on keeping good form while performing it slower, while also bringing your chest to the bar, you're going to be hitting those lats like crazy. That brings me to the last tip. With this technique, it kind of forces you to have good form. It kind of goes along with the bringing your chest to the bar. Bring your arms here down level with your side. Reach up, grab the bar, slow and steady, chest to the bar, elbows to sides. Now, moving on to the final segment of this video, which is going to be talking about the more advanced level of pull-ups and how to get the most out of them as well. That being said, we can take every single thing that I mentioned about the intermediate level of pull-ups, all those tips to hit the lats harder, and incorporate them into the more advanced level as well, but with one extra thing: a backpack. So if you can do 20 pull-ups at a time, and the sets of 10 to 12 pull-ups aren't really super hard anymore, the easiest way to remedy that is actually going to be just getting a backpack that you can throw on your back and throw a little bit of extra weight in. It doesn't take much, trust me. Don't start off by throwing a huge weight in the back. It does not take very much at all. Just start off gradual, throw a little bit of extra weight in the back to where you can once again hit that 8 to 12 max rep range. Guys, if this video has been helpful for you so far, let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.